All right, video number 3, I think, and I am now in the Navy. I went to MEPS yesterday. I signed my contract. I chose my job, swore in. I'm as far as I can be right now. I'm in the Navy. If I wanted to back out now, I would be classified as a deserter. So I'm in. Okay. This is just a little follow-up video to tell you what's going on. I had videos before if you want to check them out about going to MEPS. What's that like? I'm going to brief a little bit about that too, because there's some things I left out that I want to mention. But so far, went to the hotel a couple days ago. Nice, relaxed. I had nothing to do because I'm swearing in. I chose my job, and I no physical, nothing. So the next day, I waited a lot. I almost didn't swear in or pick my job because it was at the very end of the day. So I woke up at 3, got to MEPS by 6. I didn't leave till like 5:30 or something like that. So I was there for over 12 hours. It was ridiculous. That was crazy. But so we're there. I was there. Keep in mind, so you're there for a long time. You want to make friends. I met a lot of friends. I didn't get into their names, but a lot of cool people. So I was there. Finally got called in. Signed some stuff, a lot of stuff, saying you didn't lie, no drugs, no nothing we gotta find out about later, blah blah. Do that again. You're promising you want to do this. This is allowing us to look at your medical records from the medical processing. Yes, of course. Okay, then we'll call you back later for your classification, which is your job choosing person thing. You picked your job, the classifier. So hours later, I get called finally. Classifier comes in, like, listen, you guys only have 5 minutes. You're the last group. You guys not, pick something. I had a list of jobs I wanted. I wanted anything in aviation for one thing. I wanted sonar technician, operations specialist, missile technician, electrical technician, information technology and stuff like that. Gunner's mate too, I thought about. But none of those were available. They all started in October. I wanted to get out as soon as possible. So I said, hey, is there anything before June? Nothing June. August? I think for August there was, I forgot the exact title is, but it's like Weatherman, where you learn the topography of the ocean, the currents, I guess the weather in general for navigational purposes and stuff like that. That's not what I wanted. Even though I want to get out as soon as possible, that's not what I wanted. So I would recommend if you know what you want, if you have a real good idea, don't just pick anything if you want to get out as soon as possible, because you might end up with something you don't like. And great, now you got in six months earlier than you wanted, but now you got to deal with 2 years of what you don't want. So you got to wait it out. So basically, I couldn't qualify for most of the aviation jobs. Because they never gave me my depth perception test. I probably would have passed it. They didn't give it to me because I thought I couldn't pass it because I didn't have my glasses with me. So whatever, doesn't matter. So what was offered to me was air traffic controller. So the moment she said air, I'm like, all right, what's going on here? Air traffic controller. She told me a little bit about that, briefed me on it. I'm like, I got it. I want it. Give it to me. So she's like, you sure? I'm like, I'm so sure. Give it to me. So she printed out some forms. I think I signed something else. Went down to phase 1, which is, I think some fingerprinting stuff. No, phase 1 is when you die, or if you die, who do you want to give your money to, your properties and stuff like that, your last paycheck, that kind of thing. That's your choice. It has to be someone blood related. I chose someone. I'm not going to say who, but I chose someone. And then from there you go to phase 2, which is your fingerprints. They scan all your fingers, all 10 of them. If you got 11, all 11 of them. And then from there you go to phase 3, which is your swearing in. And so you're in a little room, relatively small for the ceremony, I thought. And you're with however many people are swearing in. 9 people total were swearing in for me, with me. And so we get there, we stand in order, in lines, rows really. And then one of the guys who worked there, a vet, he preps you on how to appropriately swear in, because only an officer can swear you in. He was an officer, so when the officer comes in, the lieutenant, you gotta uh, greet her the appropriate way. So we learned how to stand at attention, how to go to parade rest, put our hands up, and all in synchrony. So if you have to do it with everyone else, you gotta say when she comes in, because it was a woman who was swearing us in. When she says "Good afternoon," you say "Good afternoon, ma'am. How's everyone doing today? Outstanding, ma'am." So on, and then she'll have you basically follow her word from word. Um, the swearing in. So I, your name, swear whatever. Da, 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 so help me God. And then you say it, and she goes, "Congratulations, now I'm in the military." Da, da, da. So I didn't have any family there. I didn't really, I didn't need it family, but it's really cool. So I'm now officially a member of the Navy. You're gonna get a delayed entry program bag. Pretty sure for any branch, but at least the Navy, there's these bags. There's a shirt in there, a water bottle, and just kind of some swag. But the most important thing is the START booklet. I don't know what START stands for. I wasn't given my bag yet. They didn't have any. But it's basically everything you need to know before you go to boot camp. Chain of command, certain orders, military time, stuff like that. And if you study it well enough and you pass the first test that you get in boot camp, as well as the physical, from what I'm aware of, you're going to be immediately bumped up to an E2. That's more money. So my job is aviation, I can't say aviation, air traffic controller, and that school is in Pensacola, Florida. Most schools, or at least the people around me that I spoke to when we're swearing in, their schools were roughly 9 to 11 weeks. Mine's 20. Mine's 5 months of training. It's a pretty heavy job. It's a lot of responsibility, but I'm excited for it. Okay, so swearing in, real simple. You just basically wait there, sign everything you gotta sign, and then you just walk in and pick your job and you swear in. Okay, now as far as MEPS goes, there's some things I left out. I want to bring in and tell. No white t-shirts. Not allowed to wear any white t-shirts because they consider that an undershirt. So if you're gonna wear a white t-shirt, make sure there's a nice shirt above it, like a polo, button down, your choice. No piercings, any kind of piercing, take it out. Fingernail polish, no polish, any kind of polish, take it off. Make sure your breath is fresh, because if it smells bad, they actually might not let you process for certain things. They might think it's a bad. It might be a sign of some sort of disease in your mouth. Make sure your ears are clean. I would suggest using peroxide rather than a Q-tip, because your Q-tip will push all the wax in your ear, and when they're looking in, they might see some wax or just not good. So peroxide breaks down the earwax, so when you drip it out, it pours out into liquid. So something else I wanted to say, I forgot. Tattoos. If you got any tattoos, you can get that waiver. It's not a big deal. If there's any nudity on the tattoos, you gotta get that covered up. And if your tattoo is kind of dumb, no offense, if it's just like some sort of sign or a fun, dumb thing, no offense. Like my sister, she has a skull and crossbones tattoo on her foot. There's no meaning to it. Really isn't. So if you have a tattoo similar to that, and you walk in, so the recruiter, they're going to say, all right, you got a tattoo? What does it stand for? You got to make up some sort of bullshit meaning for it. Otherwise, I think that they won't let you go in. You can't have tattoos on your hands, your neck, or your face, or anything like that. So it has to be stuff that you can't see if you're wearing a uniform. There's got to be some other question. If you have glasses, wear your glasses. Contacts, wear your contacts. Once again, if there's anything that you have done that you're not proud of, that you can hide. Medical records, stuff like that, totally confidential. So if you've ever broken a bone when you were a kid, something hopefully small, because if it's really big, then you might want to say it just for safety purposes. But if you've broken a knuckle before and it's healed up and you can't tell, there's no scar, then don't tell me you've broken a knuckle, that kind of thing, because they can't find that information. Any police records, you gotta tell them, they'll find that. That's on record, because they're gonna do a background check. They're gonna have you do your NASA security check, your FBI check. Make sure you have 5 references ready to go. I caused my recruiter some grief because I couldn't think of the right number of people. So make sure you have 5 people who can vouch for. You can only use them once on the whole whole list, on the whole fill out, the whole form. So make sure you have people who can vouch for any places you've lived. That's mandatory. Any schools, like a teacher, any job, so like a supervisor, and then you need 3 references for your character. If you don't know that many people, just bullshit a name. They won't really need it. I needed a name for a school I was at, high school. I couldn't think of anybody, so my recruiter said, just fucking pick a name off the school website. just find any teacher and just say, here you go. You know what I mean? That's just really all it is. They most likely won't go into, check those out, I guess. Just gotta have them on record. If there's any questions you need answered that I can't think of right now as far as MEPS goes, or swearing in, or anything like that, just tell me. I swore in yesterday. I'm starting my journey now, for real. I have 6 months until boot camp. It's in September. So I have plenty of time to reply, or anything, really. Alright, well, if you're interested in joining, good luck. Any branch, really. There's some cool people all over the military. Don't feel pigeonholed to be in one branch because you think you're a certain kind of person, or you're not cut out for this or that. I've seen some people who I didn't think were going to the Marines. I've seen some people who I didn't think were going to go into the Air Force, going to the Air Force. Same thing for every branch. And when it comes to the jobs, don't have only one job on your mind. Have a list of jobs or a broad range. So that way, whenever you're given your options, you're going to be satisfied. A kid I knew, he actually got really lucky. He wanted Master at Arms, police officer, but he didn't score for it. But he was still able to get it because I guess the job was available and they needed him. But that's a rare case. So just have a lot of jobs available in your mind. So whatever is available for you, you're happy. AC wasn't on my list, but I'm damn sure happy about it. So, again, good luck whatever you do.